Welcome in, everyone, to the Investing in Real Estate show. I'm Clayton Morris. On this episode, we take your questions and we answer them here on the show. We've got 3 great questions about real estate investing from our listeners. And on this show, we aim to make you a more intelligent investor overall, not just in real estate, but what's happening geopolitically, what's happening in the broader markets as we enter into the fall of this year of 2023. So we hope that you've had a wonderful summer. The summer is now drawing to a close here at the end of August, and there's a lot to get back to. I always get excited for the fall. Kids go back to school. I get back to work. It's a good working month in the month of September. I know it's like, oh, we don't want to do that, but yes, it's a good time. I like to be motivated and working hard. That's what I love to do, and I hope you guys are in that same mode because we have some good investing talk to get into today on the show. So if you'd like to leave us a voicemail question, you can always do that. Go to our website, go to morrisinvest.com. And there's so many great resources on that page. You should hang out a little bit. But if you just want to leave a voicemail question, there's a microphone icon on the right side of your screen. Just click on that, drop us a 30-second voicemail, and we will play it here on the show. And while you're there, please download our free Freedom Cheat Sheet. It's totally free. It's like 3 pages long. It could change your life. Just go to morrisinvest.com/freedom and download it. It'll teach you how to figure out your freedom number. What is the number that you need to achieve in order to create financial freedom? You know, how much cash flow every month would you need from rental properties in order to live financially free? That's what the cheat sheet does for you. So again, totally free. All right, we've got 3 great questions from our viewers. But first, I want to tell you about our friends at Lear Capital because Natalie and I are big investors in precious metals. Yes, we invest in real estate, but a big portion of our portfolio are in precious metals, gold and silver, because of what's happening to the US dollar. It's no secret. If you're tuned in, then you need to know that experts are predicting a big recession headed our way. One economist just said, this is the beginning of the end for the US dollar. So if your savings accounts are tied to the US dollar, look out, folks. Please, please protect yourselves. And we are devaluing the US dollar faster than ever before. And last year was terrible for most investors, but 2023, 2024 could even be worse unless you're smart and you have a portion of your assets in precious metals, other hard assets like gold, silver, and real estate. And that way you can protect your financial future as these other investments start to collapse all around other people. So if you want to invest in gold, our friends at Lear Capital can get you set up and start purchasing precious metals right now, or even converting part of your IRA or your 401k into a gold and silver IRA. It's very, very simple to do. And you can call them. They love talking to people on the phone, so you can see if it's a fit for you. Give them a call today at 1-800-450-1008. There's the number on your screen. We've also set up a special website just for you as well. You can get your free gold and silver investor guide by going to learmorris.com. That's LEARMORRIS.com. And right now, if you call and work with them, they'll get you set up with $15,000 in free bonus metals. That's right, $15,000 in free bonus metals with a qualified purchase. Again, call their 800 number today, 1-800-450-1008. And you can buy gold bars, gold coins sent right to your home, silver coins, silver bars sent right to your home, or held in storage off-site. They will talk you through that entire process. Again, give them a call today, 1-800-450-1008. Let's listen now to Juan.
Hello, Clayton. This is Juan. I'm wondering about where to invest my money in. I have close to $10,000. I am looking for either real estate or whether it's a good idea to invest in building a construction company. I'm a construction worker. I have minimum knowledge about pretty much everything, the stock market or real estate. I just want your advice, and I would really appreciate it if you would give me your idea, because construction is pretty related to, the house market. And thank you.
All right. Thank you, Juan. So, okay, let me just say this. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you where to invest your money, and I don't pretend to. I just give you what I would do personally with $10,000, or what my goals would be. And then your mileage may vary. You decide what you want to do. First of all, let me just say owning or starting your own business is one of the best things you could possibly do. I don't know, though, that you need $10,000 in order to do it. You can start a business for next to nothing. You just have to have a vision and a business plan and know what you want to do to execute your building company. It sounds like you want to do, which is great. If you know construction and you want to do that, by all means, do that. However, if you want to invest money and you've got $10,000, well, we partnered recently with Connect Invest. And so we build a portal out on our website. If you go to morrisinvest.com/connect, for as little as $500, you can start investing in a fund of real estate. And you can do it for 12 months. You can pick your time frame, however long you want to put that $10,000 to work. And you get great returns with this fund. And so it may be an opportunity for you to let that money grow a little bit outside of the US dollar. So if I had $10,000 just sitting there, I absolutely do not want it sitting in US dollars. And I would want to be able to put it in a fund like this, like at Connect Invest, so that I'm able to invest in real estate. I don't have enough for like my own property yet. Normally like a down payment on a new construction property is going to be $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, right? So in the meantime, well, I could be investing in a real estate fund and build up some great returns. Or, again, I also invest in silver and gold. So while I'm waiting to kind of build up that nest egg to buy my next rental properties, I could be investing in precious metals. I could be investing in a real estate fund, like I mentioned, through Connect Invest on our website. So some options there. Totally up to you. But I think, $10,000 is not going to be enough for like a down payment on a new construction property that you would finance the rest of it. So to me, I would just want to make sure that this money's just not sitting there in US dollars, losing value every day in a bank account. That's my personal opinion. Your mileage may vary. And also maybe, $10,000 is like, kind of walking around money for some people. They like to be liquid that amount of money in case they need to do something quickly. So, it's again, totally up to you. But personally, I don't want my money sitting in US dollars. So I would put it into Connect Invest, or I would put it into precious metals, as a hedge right now against this crazy inflation that we're experiencing. And then that way you're able to invest in real estate at the same time in a fund. And you could do it for 12 months, make an 8% return and pull it out after 12 months. And then now you've got more money in there and roll it into something else, totally up to you. So thank you for that question. Here is our next question.
So thanks for the email. So I think for me, something that I'm kind of getting, I don't want to say confused about, maybe more distracted, is other programs out there, because a lot of stuff pops up on my social media, and now I'm signing up to a bunch of different webinars and podcasts and stuff, and it's just kind of getting confusing trying to remember who's who and which program is which. So that's one thing I'm struggling with. The other thing, as far as the process goes, I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and as far as finding a market for which area to focus on is, obviously it's just a matter of research, but just getting someone to kind of help me maybe find an area that, a market that is, I'm going to say untouched, but, that not a whole lot of eyes are on, that I could focus on, knowing that, if I'm willing to put the work into that area, I could definitely get some results, right? And then there's not other people, doing the same thing I'm doing. So anyways, that's probably what my struggles are so far. So thanks. Bye.
All right, Lucas, thank you so much. So yeah, we had sent out an email to our list of people who subscribe to our channel and so forth, and we asked them, what are you struggling with right now? And so Lucas responded, saying he's struggling with sort of overwhelm of information overload and not really sure where to start. Well, number one, Lucas, I got news for you. You are not going to find like a market that no one else knows about. Look, there's such a demand for housing across the United States right now that, like, we have a team of people at Morris Invest. We knew the analytics and demographics that we were studying when we started investing in West Texas. We were there a few years ahead of other people because we have a team that's dedicated to doing this. So it's not easy. And so you first want to think about the criteria. Like, what are you interested in doing? Are you interested in becoming a wholesaler? Like, you want to find properties and flip them to people that are going to fix up the houses and you're going to make like a finder's fee? Are you wanting to start so that you can invest in real estate and buy and hold real estate as an investment? Are you looking to find like off-market properties that you're going to renovate and then hold as investments and then cash flow with a tenant in the property? What are your goals? So I would get real clarity on what you want first, Lucas, before you start going off on all of these different paths. So you're right now in this like information overload phase. I get it. I totally was there. So for me, the way that I was able to keep my sanity when I was first starting in real estate investing is that I chose a path and I went towards it. I've told this story many, many times, but I was on an airplane flight to New Zealand and I sat next to an older couple, and it was like a 16-hour flight. And after the 16 hours, we were literally coming in for a landing. We were waking up, they're giving us a little breakfast, give you a toothbrush to go brush your teeth, that kind of thing. And I got finally to talking to this older couple that were sitting next to me. When I say older, they were in their 50s and I was in my 30s or whatever. And I asked them what they do that they could go to New Zealand for 2 months. I'm like, what do you do that you can just go for 2 months? And he said, oh, I'm a real estate investor. And I said, what? What do you mean? Because already I was interested in this. And he said, yeah, I said, well, like what? He said, yeah, me and my partner, we buy single family homes and we rent them out and we live off the cash flow basically. And I said, holy smokes. And it was a game changer for me. And that spoke to me. It was a sign from God, right? Here, I grew up in a single family home. I understood the power of a single family home, having your own yard, your own driveway, and a tenant feels that way as well. Tenant moves in, they've got children, they're in a school district, they want to stay for many years. So single family home investing always just made sense to me. And then it was like, well, what are the markets? And he told me where he was investing, and I started analyzing the markets and really diving in. He was investing there and I started investing there, but I was able to get this was early on. I was able to get a good deal. I was able to renovate the property, do it all myself and everything, and hire contractors. And then I got older and I'm like, I don't want to do that all myself. So I started Morris Invest, my own company, which helps people find great properties, brand new construction properties. Our team does all of it, builds it from the ground up. You're buying an amazing property then. And then you're cash flowing it with the property management team that's taking care of the rest of it. We've got financing built in, the whole 9 yards, right? So that was my sort of journey when I started. But the whole time I stuck to single families and duplexes. Like that's been my thing the whole time. And you're in this information overload phase now where you've got so many different options, right? You're listening to podcasts. This guy's a mobile home investor. This guy does this. This guy does that. You're signing up for courses. You're signing up for different things. Pick something that speaks to you, okay? Pick something and stick with it and block out all distractions. I would literally get off social media, block out all of those other things, and just focus on the thing that speaks to you. You're in Albuquerque. I don't know what that market is like, and if this is something you want to start doing yourself, or you want to go try to find off-market properties and try to renovate them yourself and find property management teams and all of that, then stick with that. If you want a team that's going to do it all for you and you're going to get a great property and cash flow, new construction in one of the best rental markets in the country, then you call us, right? If you want to get involved in high-rise buildings and buying 100-unit apartment complexes, then you go follow that strategy. If you want to get involved in Airbnb rentals or, storage units or whatever, then you stick to that and you block out all other distractions. But it really just comes down to what do you want, and then go from there. So, not to discourage you, but I think that's exactly what I did. I just blocked out. I had people coming to me left and right like, hey, Clayton, I see you're investing in single family homes. Do you want to invest in our 100-unit apartment complex? I was like, nope. No, I do not. Stay focused. Follow one course of action to success, okay? Follow one course of action to success. All right, our next question comes to us from Brian.
Hi, Clayton. My name is Brian. I'm an investor in the Metro Detroit area. I started listening to your podcast about 5 years ago. I left my W-2 job about 4 years ago, and I've been investing ever since. I've got 20 properties in the Metro Detroit area, and I've seen a lot of appreciation on some of my smaller homes. I also have, following kind of your methodology, putting a mortgage on each one. So these are all pretty much burrs. And right now I'd like to sell a couple, generate some cash, and I'm trying to figure out the best properties to sell. Some have appreciated more than others. Others cash flow more. but maybe I don't have as much appreciation. So just trying to get your opinion on, how might I approach this problem, um, and determine which properties would be best to sell to generate some cash to fund my future operation. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and congratulations. And you said that that's kind of a problem you have. It's not really a problem. You're in a great position. And you're asking a very, very good question, by the way. This is a question that I've talked about on videos in the past, which is you should always be looking at your portfolio. Okay, you should always be looking at your portfolio and nurturing your portfolio. And, over the time, you're going to see certain dogs in your portfolio. They're like, God, this one is just a pain in the butt. This is not working out for me. We need to cut bait on this one, okay? Right? And then there are going to be other ones in your portfolio that have appreciated dramatically. But the cash flow is maybe not keeping up with the dramatic appreciation. And so you might say to yourself, wow, this property is worth a lot now, but I'm not able to really increase the rent. So now I'm sitting on this larger equity position. Does it make sense for me to tap into some of that equity? Maybe pull it out in the form of a home equity line of credit and roll it into other investments, which is something that I've done in the past, Brian. Or, and this is another thing that I want to encourage you to look at, is potentially selling those houses, selling the ones that have appreciated, where now you can do a 1031 exchange, roll those profits into a like-kind investment, and increase your cash flow, increase your internal rate of return, and use a lot of that additional appreciation value to buy 3 properties for the price of 1, or not. So basically like take all the money you would have made from those few properties and now be able to expand. Take the 3 that you own and buy 7, or expand your portfolio to some great new properties that have a higher internal rate of return. Because obviously rent will not keep up with the appreciation. You're not going to be able to increase the rent commensurate with the value of the home. So this is something you want to think about. We work with, at Morris Invest, we work with a lot of like California investors that owned properties. They owned them for years. They appreciated dramatically, but the rent did not keep up with the appreciation. You can't charge the same amount of rent that you could for the value of the property. It doesn't make sense. They're out of whack. So what do? Well, they would roll it into a 1031 exchange and sell the house, take that one property. For instance, we had a client recently who did this with a California property that was worth well over $1 million, I think. I don't know the exact number, but it was worth well over $1 million. But there's no way he's getting the cash flow from a tenant to cover, the value was out of whack. So he took that $1 million, he did a 1031 exchange, and then he bought 10 of our new construction properties in West Texas that are cash flowing, that are brand new construction. And now he took one property and converted it to 10 through a 1031 exchange. We've had that happen many, many times with some of our larger investors who've done that. So I would personally, if that were me in my situation, again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I would look at the ones that have where the rent, you're never going to be able to keep the rent up with this big disparity in the appreciating value of that. And then think about creating a 1031 exchange or getting a 1031 exchange set up first. You make sure you get this set up first, and then you're under the clock. The 1031 exchange time period kicks in, right? You have that a certain amount of time, of course, to now identify the properties that you want to buy, and then, of course, close on the properties that you want to buy. So once you're on the clock with the 1031 exchange, that can happen. But our team can help you if you're interested in that. If you just go to morrisinvest.com, we can help you with that. But if you want to continue to buy in the Detroit metro area, if that's something that you're interested in, then think about how I can take those 3 or 4 properties that have appreciated and can I buy 10 properties, and do the same thing that I've done before and kind of rinse and repeat and grow that portfolio that way. So things to consider. I love the 1031 exchange. Of course, it is the tool of the wealthy. You should absolutely think about using a 1031 exchange when you're in this, in this situation. You have to, of course, convert it to a like and kind property, something similar. So if you've got single family homes, think about, can I get better value with other single family homes? And it has to be for the same or more in value. You can't go down. You can't go backwards. You can't go buy a less valuable investment. It needs to be the same or more valuable. So things to consider there. But I love what you're doing there. It sounds like you've got a great situation. I had a similar situation. I don't invest in Michigan anymore in the Detroit metro area because just there were some demographic issues that bothered me personally. So I sold off some of my properties there in that area. But I could have kept them and they would have been probably fine. But there was I had bought it when I initially invested. I bought a foreclosure and a short sale with my first two properties I ever bought in the Dearborn, Michigan area. And those properties, I think when I sold it, one of them was I bought it for like 26. I put like maybe 15 to 20,000 into the property, if memory serves. It's been a few years. And I sold it for over 100, a number of years later. And the same with another property in that same neighborhood. I bought it for somewhere in the 20s, put quite a bit of work into it and sold it in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, appreciation was a great tool for me to be able to roll that into other investments. And then I was able to buy other investments with that cash, which is great. So things to consider there, but great job up there in Michigan. Thanks to all of you for your great questions. If you want to leave us a voicemail question, you can go to our website, go to morrisinvest.com. There's a microphone icon on the right side of the screen right there. Click that and leave us a voicemail question, and we will attempt to answer it here on the show. And while you're there, if you want to book a call with our team, if you're interested in investing in real estate with a full service team, we will take care of everything for you. We've got an amazing team building new construction properties, getting them fully rented and up and running for you. You just receive the cash flow, and it's fully managed. We like to say that we are beyond turnkey. There are turnkey companies out there that will just hand you the keys and you're done. No, our team, our customer service team is fantastic, and they will help you build a portfolio of properties from now until 10 years from now. That's our goal, to help you grow a beautiful portfolio of rental properties. So everyone, take care. Go out there, take action, and become a real estate investor. I believe it's the number one way to build wealth. And we'll see you in September, everyone.